Good afternoon and welcome. Here we are with another daily challenge. Now to do the challenge for today you'll need an exercise book and a pen or a pencil, something to write with. So this challenge is all about letting go of the daily challenges, of the challenges that are in each and every day you have. So it's done in the evening or the twilight, the afternoon or the twilight. So towards the ending of the day. And the idea of this challenge is to clear away any negativity around challenges that you've had through the day, any struggles you've had through the day, to leave them behind and not to take them into the evening with you to disrupt your sleep or disrupt the harmony in your life, and to clear them out, ready for a fresh start the next day. So the idea is to find some positive aspect of the challenges that you've been through in this day. So what you do is you get out your exercise book, you put the date up on the top of it, and you divide it, put a dividing line down the centre of the page so that you have space on one side and space on the other side. And on the first column you just head it challenges of the day past. And then on the other side, you write positive aspects of those challenges and what I've learned. So on the left-hand side, you will write whatever challenge arose. Now, it could have been a challenge with doing something that you thought was going to be easy became really difficult. And the idea is you jot that down. Now you might only have one thing that caused you any problems through the day, or you might have a heap. You might have more than a page full. But the idea is that you, as you write them down, you're getting them from within yourself out onto the page first thing. That's the first thing. You're removing that stress or whatever it is that the challenge or the difficulty has caused you through that day. You're removing it from within yourself and placing it on the page by writing it down. And then you're just revisiting it and looking at what that situation has taught you, or what positive thing ended up coming out of that situation. So often things that we first perceive as being a real problem and really negative actually create something positive in their wake. If one thing hadn't happened, something good might not have happened either out of that. So that's the idea. I'm just trying to think of an example. Say you had an appointment to do something, and then obstacle after obstacle kept coming up, and you may have been getting really frustrated about it, and you didn't actually be able to make that appointment. You had to reschedule for another time. So at the end of the day, that might be still running around and round in your mind, and you might be still frustrated by the fact that you had to change everything. But if you write it down on the left-hand side of your paper, and then on the right-hand side, look at what's happened because you couldn't do that. What other events have happened in the day that if you'd been off having that appointment, you wouldn't have been able to do? Or was there something like, did you find out later that there was a huge traffic jam, and had you have tried to go to that appointment, you would have been stuck in traffic for ages and ages and possibly involved in something that you didn't want to be involved in? So that's just an example. Lots of things happen throughout our day that we find frustrating and upsetting, or we get frustrated and upset about. And as I said, sometimes we hang on to them, we carry them with us, and we worry about it. Perhaps we had been planning to get something done in the day and we just couldn't get there, that things just kept getting in our way, or other people stopped us from doing what we wanted to do, or that's how it felt to us, that other people were getting in our way and stopping us doing from what we wanted or felt we needed to do. But when you write that down, then look at it. And when you look back on the day, I want you to see something positive that came out of that challenge, out of that fact that you felt like you couldn't do things because other people were getting in your way or whatever. What you learned from that situation. Did you learn to do things so that it didn't revolve around other people? Or did you find that because you couldn't get to do that and you had to put it off to tomorrow, you're actually more energetic the next day and you'll be able to cope with the situation a lot more easily? So hopefully you get the idea of that. It's just to find the positives in the negative of the day and then clear it completely out of your mind and out of your day and leave it behind so that you're ready to start fresh and new. And sometimes it can be really, really hard to find that positive in the negative. So it's a really good practice in learning to look at things really thoroughly and see what advantages eventually came out of the situation, because 9 times out of 10, or actually 10 times out of 10, you will either learn something, learn to do things differently, learn not to get upset when things don't go your way because perhaps it's not the divine plan that it go that way. The divine has a greater plan and something that's going to work out better for you. Or it wasn't meant to be done in the first place, and something much better came along so that you weren't inhibited from doing that. But the main thing is you clear all this negative energy out and leave your challenges from each day behind you, ready to sleep, a peaceful night's sleep of a night, and then start the day afresh. Now, if there's something that you need to do and you hope to get done on that day and didn't get it done, just write it down, and then in your positive side and finding the positive side, even if you have to put that thing onto the next day, just put it on there in a positive aspect. Just perhaps in your finding the positives column, in your negative column, it was perhaps whatever you had a specific job that you really wanted to get done, but you couldn't. There just wasn't time, didn't allow it, or obstacles kept getting put in your way. So that was what you felt was the negative side of it. But then on the positive side of it, you can look at, well, I'll be much fresher to deal with that tomorrow. Maybe that happened today because I wouldn't have been at my best when I was trying to do that today because I was tired and there'd been a lot of other things going on. So by leaving it there and leaving it in today and then putting it on your to-do list for tomorrow, you've started afresh and you'll be revitalised and renewed when you have that peaceful sleep. Once you write it down, you're going to forget all about it. Anything that you move on to the next day, once you've written it down to be transferred to the next day, you just forget about it now and you don't think about it until the day comes the next day comes when you're ready to look at doing it again. So quite simple, but that's the idea of it. Clear your mind of all your worries, of all your challenges, of all your difficulties, so that you're able to totally relax and have a peaceful night, and then start your new day afresh. And look at the lessons that you've learnt from all the challenges that have come up for you through this day, and be grateful for them, because what often seem like challenges can actually be something that'll end up in a reward. You'll learn how to handle something differently, or you'll find a new way of doing something, or you'll find that you'll be able to enlist somebody's help in getting it done, or somebody will offer to help you out, and it'll be much easier to do for you. So that's it. Very, very, very simple. But it's just a good practice of clearing out your day, ready to have a restful night, not worry about things, not take them through the night and do them a dozen times before the next day comes in your mind. Just let it go, write it down, put it on the paper, remove it from yourself, totally let it go, and then deal with what you've got to deal with the next day. And start that next day off with a positive mindset and a good feeling that things are going to go your way. And the more often you can do that, and the more often you can see the rewards in the challenges you've had to face, the more easily you'll find it to navigate and to get through each day with a more positive and happier aspect and view on it. Okay, so that's it. Simple. So I hope you enjoy this. Hope you find it helpful. If you do, please give it the thumbs up, share online and subscribe. All these little practices, they might seem simple, or some of them might even seem a little bit silly or strange, but you will find that if you do these practices, they actually really help you, and they help your spiritual growth and your emotional growth and your emotional stability. Because we're going through such a transformative stage at this time, and our vibrations are lifting and we're moving up to a higher frequency, the more we can learn to live with love and confidence and caring and in a positive state of mind, the easier things will flow, and that easier life will become, and the more we'll help the whole of the planet transcend. So all these little things that we're doing are going towards that. Okay, so that's it for now. Yes, hope you enjoyed it. Share it if you did, and I'll be back tomorrow to do the daily general reading. As always, love and blessings. Whatever you do for the rest of the day, have an amazing day. Bye for now, Kath.